Look, Kanye West announced his concert in South Africa, Johannesburg, South Africa, going down December 13th. He made his comeback to Twitter to make the announcement to let everybody know pre-sale tickets are available right now. Look, drop it in the comments, man. Incest and anti-Semitism has gotten the best of Ye. But let's just be honest, let's just be real. This is still Kanye West. Despite them shows and performances being canceled, that man still has a hell of a set list. Yeah. The sea sucker can rap, man. Drop it in the comments, man. It's just being honest, just being real, dog. If Kanye go back to that other shit and get out of his motherfucking head, yeah, even at the tender age of 50, he'd still be on top of the game. At least one to be reckoned with. Let's just be honest, fam. The man got hell of a production. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, Drake No Kill single becomes the most streamed rap song in 2025. Look, bro. Bro got 433.1 million streams on Spotify alone. This has become one of his most famous records. I'm just being honest, just being real, man. And this is off the Some Sexy Songs For You album with Party Next Door that dropped on Valentine's Day that everybody thought was lackluster, but every track 7 months later blowing up. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. And you're going to see Die Trying climb that list along with Somebody Loves Me. Like a lot of these tracks, fam, platinum. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. This album, mark my words, this album is going to be a platinum album. Shout out Party Next Door. I ain't really heard from him, but they been on tour, nigga. What do you expect? Drop it in the comments. Look, Camron released a Dame Dash diss track. Look, within hours of Dame announcing that he was suing Camron for $300 million for defamation and for making it uncomfortable for his wife and his kid, he responded. Look, Cam did it in Camron fashion, fam. He did it over a beat. The When I See You, the Fantasia beat. You know what I mean? The way he filled in certain little parts of the song, fam. The shit is dope. I'm just being honest, just being real. Shit is dope. Now, the man called the man Snaggerpuss and all type of other shit in the song. But look here, man. Dame don't want no trouble. If you ain't heard the news, Dame is apologizing, bro. He's ready to bury the hatchet. He ain't trying to embarrass himself or Camron any longer. No mas. The shit is corny, fam. Who wants to see them beef at 50 some odd years old, bro? It's bigger things in the world. You got bigger fish to fry. Drop it in the comments. Look, Mike Jones, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot, they all on me. Ghost Platinum, 20 years after it was released. Look, and this was with the new help of the streams and everything. And this record is still one of the times. Very much part of the culture. Look, this record was released August 19, 2005. 20 years later, it is now receiving its RIAA certifications. You know what I mean? It is platinum. Mike Jones, whatever happened to him? You know what I mean? I even used to see him in the first season of Prison Break, bro. At one point, Mike Jones couldn't do no wrong. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was a slap or what that ended what that man had going on, but Mike Jones, bro, if you still got it in you, bro, Houston still needs you. Yeah, we could still use you, bro. Yeah, for sure. You drop it in the comments. Back then, them hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot. My hoes all on me. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground. Look, Consequence throwing shots at Dave Blunt. He say, when you're hot, it's put me on, please. When you're not, it's I got to go, nigga. He said, you don't see the pattern, you don't see the sequence of events. You know what I mean? He's talking about Pusha T, Big Sean. Look, shout out Kanye Consequence, because I like it how he always stick up for Ye no matter what. But never bite the hand that feeds you, right? Yeah, I think that's what, you got the case of never biting the hand that feeds you. You won't go against the grain, even if you thought it was wrong. And I can't blame you. It shows a little loyalty about you, but come on, man. Come on. Everybody that left Kanye, he pushed them away. Even he know that, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. It's what he talked about when he was spitting to Drake in a hotel room in 2018 when they was supposed to make a collab album. This was already on his mind. He know he pushed them people away. It's his choices. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, Finesse 2 times was arrested for gun possession in Tyler, Texas. Guns and drugs. They took him in. They took Sugar too. Look, bro, Sugar took the charges. Everybody knew that was gonna happen. Sugar, that's why you there. Yeah, them dogs will never tell you that, but you're the one, even if it wasn't no female, the one without the rap sheet is the one that's gonna take the fall. But look, he still got a little trouble he's facing. He ain't supposed to be around that shit. Convicted felon, you ain't supposed to be around that shit. But look here, Ricky talk a lot of shit and has done way too much to be riding with nothing, naked. You got to have something within reach at all times. Why? You a trophy, nigga? Yeah, you a trophy. That's just how it go, bro. Drop it in the comments. Shout out Finesse, though, because he got right out. Yeah, he did take his laces, but they gave them bitches back not too long after. You know what I mean? Got to salute that. As long as you got the bail money, nigga, you good. Look, Jim Jones announces a new podcast with Dave East. And I was wondering what Dave East had going on. You know what I mean? Niggas want to get back to the music for sure. You even got a Nipsey record that's unreleased that you're still playing with. You know, get back to the music. But look here, Jim Jones announced a new podcast with Dave East, Mano, and Fabulous. Let's rap about it. Their first show is gonna premiere September 22nd. Look, bro, they just got, and Jim Jones and Mano, that's the Lobby Boys. Yeah, they just got good energy, man. They got a good little chemistry within themselves, and they smart because they understand the content is where it's going. Yeah, the content is where it's going. You got to get in the game. You know what I mean? Even if you're not getting it like you want, give it some time and work it, work it, work it. It's the new wave, man. It's like the new crack. Just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Peace. Look, Drake premiered a new song with Kodak Black. Skies Parted. Now they calling this another leak. Another leak. This makes 3. It's been about 3 or 4 leaks off that Iceman album, or what was potentially meant for the Iceman album. Now, if you ask me and you ask others, the song sound like it was made for all my dogs. Yeah, it don't sound like it's gonna be on Iceman. If the songs were supposed to be on Iceman, they would be. Just being honest, fam. Especially when Drake see, man, these releases are kind of lackluster. That's why he never let them go like that. You know, it's being, they okay to me. They straight. But as far as Iceman, nah, they ain't gonna make the cut, fam. This is a marketing strategy. This is promo for the album, you know what I mean? So you could have a judgment. It don't matter if your judgment good or your judgment is bad. You're waiting to see the conclusion when the album drops. Drop it in the comments, man. Shout out Drake. Look, 6ix9ine throwing shots at Trippie Redd. Look, he's back, you know, with a lace front. This time he got like a little small haircut lace front. It's pretty crazy how he just getting the character. But look here, he going at Trippie Redd. He say Trippie Redd was so jealous of his overnight success that he labeled him a pedophile even when he knew it wasn't true. On top of that, he say the man was laying it to bad baby when she was a minor. Not just Trippie Redd. You know what? Before we skip this, he got pictures to match, fam. He got pictures to match the allegations. So Trippie Redd, if you have anything to say about this, you can just, you know, that never happened. We like to hear that. But look, he said it wasn't just him. It was all a little rapper back in there. I don't want to name no names, but we know who they were, bro. All you got to do is look up Bad Baby and type in certain rappers and see if they got little pictures with her. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground. Look, NBA YoungBoy added safety precautions to his Chicago concert on his Massa tour. Yeah, he's gonna perform in Chicago. That bitch is going down. But if y'all thinking y'all gonna sneak anything off in that bitch, it's not gonna happen. No bags allowed. No, not even the clear ones. You know what I mean? They patting down everything. You know what I mean? Look here. But I will say this. Them YNs in Chicago, they ain't nothing to play with. They ain't nothing to play with, fam. They are taking tanks from the army. Nigga, you think they can't touch you if they want to touch you? You better look, YB, he hiring extra security for the night. He moving like the president until he get to that bitch. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. As he should. Shout out YB. You know what I mean? But no purses, no bags, no clear bags, no nothing. And you ain't sneaking nothing off in that bitch. Drop it in the comments, man. I'm willing to bet he's gonna make it out of that bitch safe. Even though they are taking tanks and shit that make me look at them YNs a little different. Real shit. Drop it in the comments. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Look, Dame Dash apologizes to Camron. He say, let's show the world we could be different. Let's not give them what they want. They're using us to tear each other down, and they're behind the scenes laughing about it. Yes, I gotta applaud him. This is true. He also extended a hand to 50 Cent. He want to get down to business, bro. He ready to work. On top of that, bro, he said it while he was in a rocking chair, in a little rocking swing. He's chilling, man. He's not worried about it. It doesn't make either party look good. That y'all done got all this money, and the best thing y'all could do is talk about each other. And come on, drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground. Shout out Dame. Why? Because Dame is being a man. And he's showing you he still got them qualities that he had back in the day that made you fuck with him. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground. Look, A$AP Rocky announces a release date for his new album, Don't Be Dumb. Look, and this was in a new Montclair ad with him posing in fur. The comments, the captions read, don't be dumb, be genius. Look, he's hinting at it. It's coming any day. Look, the album was expected to drop August 30th, 2024. Never came out. He said sample clearances. March 2025, it was getting mixed and mastered. In July, he dropped a little single, Pray for the Game, that didn't even chart, that sent him back in the house. Now, a year later, the man is still teasing, bro. I hope this music don't sound nothing like what he was spitting on the highest to lowest. Come on, nigga. That was about the wackest song I done ever heard in movie. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Everybody gonna give it all they got for a movie soundtrack. Come on, man. It wasn't what it was. Drop it in the comments. And I like A$AP Rocky. I like him, but that wasn't what it was, nigga. Look, Kanye West's Bully album is delayed yet again. Yet again. Now he announced a new release date, which is November 7th. Announced it today via Twitter. Allegedly, this thing is supposed to come out June 15th, June 25th, again, September 26th. Look, bro, delayed. Dude got about 3 albums that ain't been released. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. You don't know if you ever gonna get this album. He's trying to see when y'all finally gonna start fucking with him again. But the little recent fallout with Dave Blunt, it fucks some shit up. Yeah, it fucks some shit up. He don't even know if he want to use Dave Blunt's records at this time. You know what I mean? On top of that, ain't nobody want to hear that cousin shit from Kanye West. Yeah, I'm over it. You know what I mean? The nasty, the anti-Semitism, swastikas, Hitler. Nobody wants to hear. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Sauce Walka Albert denies a $20,000 fight challenge from Go Yayo. He said at this point, for him to fight Yayo, it'd be like a hate crime. It'd be a hate crime. On top of that, he don't want to be canceled. Well, look, newsflash, Albert. You've already been canceled, fam. Let's just be honest. It's not for hip-hop that you're known right now. Come on, man. On top of that, you saying all the gay jokes. Look, Blicker was gonna out you. Yeah, Blicker was gonna out you a long time ago. Lucky for you, Blicker was in an accident and he couldn't talk about it no more. But come on, man. Everybody know the truth about them sauce twins. Wipe that shit off your lip, nigga. You know what I mean? But look here, bro. When I see people going zest for this, and one don't trust any of them, and you shouldn't. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, NBA YoungBoy is honored, has been honored with his own day in Kansas City. September 21st, from this day forward, will be known as NBA YoungBoy Day in Kansas. And the proclamation was signed by a criminal justice advocate. This is for leveraging his presidential pardon for Donald Trump to making the world a safer and better place. Stop the violence. Look, I don't know. Obviously, they see something I don't see. I know he's been doing shit behind the scenes, but bro, you got to change it all the way. The music is still the same. Yeah, the music is, come on, man. All the way, and it's not knocking YB or none of that, but all the YB fans are knuckleheads. They not getting their shit together. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Shout out to him though, cause he got his own key. And he was surprised. He didn't know he was getting it. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest, bro. Drop it in the comments. Kentrell's a good guy. Look, 607 on throwing shots at Terrence Gangster Williams. Look, Terrence Gangster Williams say he caught 607 on in a compromised position. Yeah, compromised position. Allegedly, he seen a video with 607 on servicing. Yeah, he was servicing with his sea-sucking attitude. I don't know what's going on right now. 607 on denies all the allegations. He said that ain't never happened, and if it did happen, how would he know? He had to be in line. This one is crazy, bro. He say Terrence Gangster Williams was getting hit for 30 years before he finally decided to start snitching. Look, we all seen the thing, the pictures of Terrence Gangster Williams. His partners was sitting on his lap before he went to prison. This is some Louisiana shit, bro. You never know with them guys. I'm just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments. Jaguar Wright throwing shots at Big Homie CC. She say Big Homie CC put all his energy and effort into trying to cancel her and silence her. Now they are doing the same thing to him. It was all good about a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago it was good. He thought he could do no wrong until, and it was more than a week ago, but let's just be honest, it's a sin, nigga. Until they attached his name into the Diddy lawsuit. Yeah, allegedly he was playing with the dealer too. Look, this just how they do you, fam. They don't want you to, I'm gonna tell these people the truth, bro. They don't want you to try to lead no motherfucking revolution. Yeah, they gonna shut you down. You know what I mean? Shout out Jaguar, right? Maybe her and Big Homie CC need to have a conversation, because I think that'd be one for the people, bro. You can't do it alone, man. Congregate with your like kind. You know what I mean? And then we'll see where it goes from there. Drop it in the comments. Young Thug throwing shots at YF and Lucci. He say, fuck YF and Lucci. You Scuddy is dropping Friday. Now Lucci responded. He say, ain't nothing for a million. Ugly ass boy. I don't know what the fuck he said. I'm gonna just be honest with you, bro. This is that Atlanta shit. You don't know what the fuck they talking about. Half the time they say something. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. And you ain't nothing for a million. I don't know what he talking about, bro. Thugger responded, soft ass nigga. I don't know if they just beefing still, cause let's just be honest. Wham was already in the studio with Lucci, fam. They just keeping this shit going just for both of them albums could sell. This is for promotionary. This is for promotion, fam. Let's just be honest. Ain't shit to it. Yeah, they would not be beefing or just being all catty with each other online where everybody could see it. Drop it in the comments, man. 50 Cent throwing shots at Lil Meech, and this is after Selena Powell done already put the man on blast. She shared a picture with him. He said it was cap. They wasn't in a relationship. Please, 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 baby, this is my reputation. Delete it, delete it. Look, bro, 50 say the show is done. BMF is over, but y'all street niggas, right? Go ahead and get it out the mud, bro. It turns out Him and Big Meech been staying in Floyd Mayweather's apartment because they ain't been able to afford rent. Save y'all money, bro. Yeah, save y'all money. All the shit that you're getting from the show currently, stop doing the drugs, fam. You got to put the pills down, Lil Meech. It got to be some truth to what Selena Powell is saying, bro. She's been carrying you for a minute. Yeah, she ain't lying. You just didn't know it was going to go that far. Drop it in the comments. Shout out 50 Cent. He doing a whole bunch of big things right now, even filming a movie, Moses the Black, with Wiz Khalifa. I'm trying to see that. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground. NBA YoungBoy Chicago concert has been canceled. It's out of there. He was set to hit the stage Wednesday, fam, at the United Center in Chicago. The Master Tour was going to make a whole Chicago stop and let him get down. Look, bro, it ain't going down. They canceled it. Now the managers say it was United Center, but look here, fam. They was already requesting club acts. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is the best thing that could have happened for YB. Man, don't go to the rack playing. Yeah, don't go. It ain't even worth it, bro. It ain't even worth it. To be doing all that little shit, nah. All you gotta do is let's stop at Waffle House. You know what I mean? Nah. Best thing that could have happened for YB. You know what I mean? It may look like he's pissed off over it, but I'm pretty sure he's happy. Look, they trying to avenge King Von. You know what I mean? They want blood. You know what I'm saying? YB scared, but you better off at home, my nigga. Drop it in the comments for Scars from the Playground. It's not going down. Look, Young Thug announces a collaboration with YF and Lucci. Recently, the men say, fuck that Lucci album. You Scuddy coming out Friday. YF and Lucci called him an ugly ass little boy. Well, look, I was telling people, bro, this is just promotion. There's no way they gonna beef like that, knowing they got all the eyes on him. Look, the AT aliens are sticking together. Collaboration dropping soon. Supposedly Friday. Drop it in the comments. This is awesome. This is awesome, fool. War ain't good for anybody. Beef is bad for business. You know what I mean? On top of that, when you know you're being watched by the federal government, fam, best thing y'all could do is act cordial with people and sell these records. Y'all musicians, y'all not trying to be in the streets no more. Remember, commercial hip hop. Drop it in the comments. This is good for the culture. Like I said, the AT aliens are sticking together like they always have. Drop it in the comments, man. They're getting back to the money. Camron is being called out by Adrien Broner best friend for exploiting him. You know what I mean? Bro knew that interview was not supposed to go on. Adrien Broner was drunk that day, bro. He wasn't even present. They was holding him up just for him to be able to, try to give y'all some form of entertainment. Look, bro, for everybody that's judging Adrien Broner because he liked to drink, man, niggas do what they do. Yeah, point blank, period. Niggas do what they do, bro. He done sacrificed a lot in that ring, bro. Bro deserved to have him a little drink. Not getting sloppy in public, never been my thing, bro. I do think it's corny, but I mean, you in these $1 million places with security and everything, bro. You got the money to get fucked up. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, if that's what he want to do, that's what he want to do. Camron, I do think it was some whole ass shit. Cause if the man was sobered up and knew what was going on, he might have slid your motherfucking ass. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Playground. Sean Diddy Combs demands no jail time. They say it is the only just and fair sentence that could be imposed. The man been in jail 13 months, and it's been a living hell for him in that MDC. Now, they didn't get Diddy on the charges they thought he was going to get the whole RICO charges, and he wasn't doing that much. He was just a freak. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. For a lot of people that was running content on Sean Diddy Combs, it was more of just a thing to do. You know what I mean? Once they start breaking down what he was actually in jail for, it was a waste of time. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. I went all the way to Brooklyn, bro, to Manhattan to see that case. You know what I mean? Couldn't get in. It was canceled that day. But it was worthless, bro. Let that man out of jail. I'm with him. He don't deserve no jail time. Drop it in the comments. Look, ASAP Rocky is reigniting his Drake beef. Look, it looked like when he was talking to Elle magazine, it looked like he was gonna take a neutral stance on it. Cause at first he say the beef was between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, not Drake versus everybody else that felt like they wanted to say something. That's why he bopped out of it, you know what I mean? But he say, look, it ain't supposed to be Drake suing the record label and all that. He say, what part of the game is that? That's some hoe ass shit, basically, you know what I mean? But he say, you know what? That ain't my business. Well, nigga, you done made it your business by talking. What's wrong with that album? That Don't Be Dumb album should be out now. Yeah, mixed and mastered, right? Drop it, nigga. On top of that, that corny shit you and ASAP really had going on, well, you shooting at your best friend. What type of nigga would do that, bro? When you live in a glass house, you can't throw stones, man. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. What type of nigga gonna get on the highest of lures and do his wackest song? Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. NBA YoungBoy fan assaulted an elderly man at the Make America Slime Again concert. Massa! Which is crazy, bro, because bro just got his own date in Kansas City to be exact. And now you got this. Look, everybody knew at some point this is the type of shit that's gonna be happening at them concerts. The YN's been taking seats, they beating up elderly people. Look, this is disgusting. What happened with Stop the Violence, bro? Like, you could say that, but if you still rapping about the same shit, bro, it's irrelevant. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. What we witnessed at that concert was very disgusting, fam. And the worst part about it is the music just kept going. Look, YB, what you doing, fam? What are you doing? Just be honest, just be real. Drop it in the comments, bro. This is horrible. Yeah, you beating up old man. Bro, you shouldn't. Come on. Charleston White defends David, D4VD. He say, despite all the evidence, that man is innocent. If you don't know David, look, I didn't know him from a can of paint till all this shit came out, but he the one that allegedly chopped up his teenage lover and left in a Tesla. Well, look, Charleston White say, if that's the case, if they got so much evidence on him, why he ain't been arrested? If they got that much circumstantial evidence on David, why ain't he been arrested? Yeah, it's a hell of a question. Yeah, it's a hell of a question. I can tell you right now, all this tours and everything is being canceled. I don't know if he did that. Yeah, I don't know if he did that. He could have been out of town. But guess what? Murder for hire, all this other type of shit, that's what comes into my brain. Yeah, I think he's guilty. Yeah, I think Charleston White is gonna eat them words. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. Drop it in the comments what you think about old David, D4VD. Corey Holcomb throwing shots at Martin Lawrence. He say he sucks. He's one of the worst comedians in the world right now. Currently, he's doing casinos. If he was to go to Vegas, the crowd will boo him straight off the stage. Used to be the man back in the day, kind of hacky with his comedy, but right now he say he just sucks. He's the worst. He needs to invest in a team of writers to write him a respectable show if he gonna try to make a showing. Point blank, period. Look, drop it in the comments. I think this is pretty tough, but he say he always go to the shows just sit in the back. Nobody even know he there. He just trying to see how funny people are. Look, shout out Martin Lawrence. I don't know what happened to him. A few years ago, Martin Lawrence's mouth started cooking to the side. You know, let's just be honest, let's just be real. Yeah, I don't think he should be on that stage. Not like that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real. Drop it in the comments. 50 Cent rejects an apology from Dame Dash. Look, Dame Dash said him, Camron, and 50 should all get to the table and do something. Work together to show people black people ain't what they think. Now, 50 Cent say it's a great idea. Yeah, great idea. Everything he's saying on the money. He does believe war isn't good for nobody. And they shouldn't be beefing. Maybe they can do a TV show or a movie, but right now, he say, Cam say, fuck Dame and his fake ChatGPT lawsuit. So it's fuck Dame. Look, Dame filed a $300 million defamation lawsuit against Camron, and then came out and wanted to bury the hatchet. Bro, look, Everything is corny, man. When you get over 50 years old, the worst thing you could be doing is petty beefing back to back with another senior citizen. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Look, Offset demands $20 million to sign them papers. Ready to sign them papers? If Cardi B really want that divorce and she want to move on with her life, he want $20 million. And he wrote a detailed list of instructions on how he want that paid out. You know what I mean? He want $10 million. The house, the Atlanta mansion, he want that. Yeah, give me that. On top of that, he want $2 million to handle all the shit with the IRS, his debt. Yeah, he want that too. On top of that, he want $8 million in additional cash and stocks. Look, I say give it to him. They both helped each other out. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. She got with one of the Migos at the height of their career. You can't say that didn't do nothing for Cardi. You know, I'm just being honest, just being real. On top of that, if he helped with any music, bro, this is just how it works, man. It's business. Wasn't no prenup. I'll give it to him. Yeah, I can't say he no hope for that. Why leave broke, nigga? Y'all were both doing wrong. You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.